Inflation. It's just about rising prices, right? Well, not exactly. While prices do typically rise during inflationary periods, there's more to it than that. So what is inflation, and how does it affect your investment decisions? Inflation, in its purest form, is an expansion of the money supply in the economy. There are a few important things to understand about inflation. Since the 2008 financial crisis, there has been a deliberate infusion of money into the economy to keep it from restricting, to allow banks to keep lending and people to keep spending. This is called monetary inflation, but most people think of inflation as a rise in prices, or price inflation. This may seem like just semantics, but there are distinctions with practical investment implications. Let's look at how inflation works. If everyone in the U.S. experienced a monetary value increase of, say, 10%, in everything from their paychecks to the cost of goods, a status quo would be maintained. Equal levels of inflation in all wages and prices wouldn't matter, and actually tend to benefit many stocks. But if money comes into the economy not matched by more goods, what happens? The status quo is gone. The goods become a limited supply for outsized demand and prices will rise. In practicality, though, it doesn't work this way. Monetary inflation doesn't always lead to price inflation. The money will find a home somewhere, whether consumer spending, savings, or investment assets. Consumer preferences will determine where the money goes. Investors rely on asset class metrics like the CPI to measure inflation, though this metric doesn't always accurately reflect the price increases that result from monetary inflation. For example, recall that monetary inflation in the aftermath of the internet bubble found its way into the housing markets. Though consumer prices didn't rise much, housing prices sure did. And this is where we come to the impact of inflation on your investment decisions. Modest amounts of inflation can benefit stocks, but this will be selective based on which companies and industries have pricing power, meaning the ability to pass on cost increases to consumers. As a result, industries with pricing power benefit, while industries without pricing power see their margins compressed. Industries with more non-discretionary products and services continue to thrive, while industries with more discretionary products are likely to suffer. To know which way the wind is blowing, we can take a look at other benchmarks. Pressures affecting inflation include wage growth, or the lack of it, as well as unemployment, because they directly affect consumer spending. And any kind of tightening of supply chains can drive the cost of goods up. Right now, stagnant wages and higher unemployment are aligned with supply chain shortages due to the pandemic. So, reviewing your fund's asset classes and allocations would be an appropriate response.